I am at 18, well, going on 19, but by the time I post this video, I'll most likely be 19. But for the time being, I am an 18-year-old version. And that's okay. That's completely fine. That's not too out of the ordinary. I definitely think that as teenagers, some of us, we begin to, our hormones start kicking and jumping. We begin to prioritize sexual desires. And as you grow older, even if you don't get to, if you still prioritizing that shit and you get like 20 something, like, bro, you're a fucking weirdo. But definitely during high school, some of us, especially me, I admit, I was fighting some demons. I was fighting them lust demons. I definitely, let's just say, I don't want to go too into detail, but hormones was jumping. And I look back on it and man, do I cringe over the shit I used to prioritize. Now, did I achieve the shit that my hormones were jumping up and down for and that my unfortunate 16 to 17 to half of 18-year-old desires were lusting for? No, as I said before, I am a virgin. But on the bright side, I was not one of these Kazuya ass niggas. I can definitely say that I got some experience with women. And no, I don't mean just holding hands and shit. Like, no, nigga. Obviously, I don't want to go into detail about what I've done, but let's just say I've had some experience. Shit, in 11th grade, I even managed to get a straight up girlfriend. Damn, I sound like a loser saying that. Now, did that relationship last hella long? No, of course it didn't. It's high school. But it's a relationship I could definitely say I enjoyed. It was cool. And shout out to Shorty. We even still cool to this day, I think. Now, is this story about the same Shorty? No, it's not. And for those of you who know me, you're probably wondering, who is this girl he could be talking about? And obviously, I'm not a lame ass kiss and tell ass nigga, so I'm not going to be saying the real name or even be describing that much of the person of who this was with. But for the sake of the story, we're going to be naming Shorty, and we're going to be calling Shorty we're going to be calling Shorty Ruby. Now, we're going to be calling Shorty this because her actual name is named after a different crystal slash gem that could be found deep underground. Obviously, I'm not going to say which one it is, but I'll let y'all decipher that as y'all may. So before I tell y'all the story, I got to give y'all a little bit of background information, a little bit of backstory, a little bit of a prologue, if you will. I guess you could say it all started in, 10th grade. You got little 10th grade souls. One day I was just walking to class and, I laid eyes on young Ruby, and the only thoughts that hit my mind were, damn, she's cute. Oh, well, it's too bad I'll never be able to get with her. And I just walked on to class. So time skip, 12th grade. It's the first day. I'm in my British literature class. We had just did everything. We broke the ice. Teacher said we can chill, do whatever we wanted. So I took out my laptop. I'm either playing Minecraft or making beats. And who do I see walking through the door late for some reason? Oh, it's little Miss Ruby just casually walks in. She says hi to the teacher and everything because I guess they were cool or whatever. And I'm thinking, oh, it's little Miss Ruby. Oh, dang, she looks cute as ever, especially now in 12th grade when she done definitely, glowed up and everything. Oh, well, I ain't tripping. I have a little bit better control over my hormones now. Not really trying to get into no relationship or nothing. So I went back to my business, which was either beat making or Minecraft. So over time, me and Ruby, we kind of began to become acquaintances, and acquaintances went to pretty good friends. We were sitting next to each other in class. We was talking to shit, always cracking jokes with each other. But yeah, over time, I actually began to look forward to my British literature class. So I'm not gonna cap. I was excited to see Ruby because I'm not gonna cap. I still liked her. I just wasn't pursuing her nothing. I was chilling. I had my internship at the studio. I had a jobs. I was chilling, just stacking bread up, just kind of focusing on myself. So fast forward to my 18th birthday, and I was in Jamaica. And everybody, I was posting pictures of me in Jamaica. Everybody's like, oh, we look so cool. That nigga vibing, yada, yada, yada. And guess who else is also in the comments telling me so-and-so? Oh, of course, it's little Miss Ruby. Now, by this point, me and Ruby have been well acquainted. And we ain't hooked up yet. However, we have been acquainted enough to, we were actually friends. We had each other's numbers. We were talking back and forth. We had each other's both Instagram accounts. We were following each other on spams and public accounts because, those were things. So while I'm in Jamaica, I see Ruby post that she wanted to go to some kind of light show garden that was happening in Atlanta. I was out of town, so I couldn't do it. She's like, I want to go with somebody. So I have me a little evil laugh, a little light Yagami laugh. So I go in the DMs and I text her. I text me thinking I'm sounding like an international boss CEO, cool as fuck. You know what? When I get back in town, I'll take you. Now, did we ever go to the light show? No, but that's not important. So we started talking back and forth, kind of planning out what we're going to do. And we start talking a bit more often. And talking a bit more often turns into a little bit of flirtatious, just a tad of flirtatious energy. But, you know where that goes. This was all going on during the Thanksgiving break, by the way. So I get back in town, break finally ends, and we go back in school. And yeah, we started talking a bit more. Our hugs were a little more affectionate. in class when we saw each other. And yeah, we just kept it, the same, talking back and forth. In fact, we got so comfortable with each other that we even started talking about stuff like past relationships. And we even started talking about sex at one point, and she found out I was a virgin and thought it was cute. So at that point, she probably already thought in her, put it in her mind, yeah, at some point this nigga gonna hit. As I began to flirt with her, she began to flirt with me back a little bit. In fact, she even began teasing me a little bit. But at the time, I didn't think much of it because, at the time I was only used to, females just fake flirting because they were bored and then just not actually doing shit when it was time to actually do shit. I still liked her though, but I just kept my eyes peeled. I didn't make no sudden advances. I didn't flirt too much. I just kept it cool. We'll see where stuff goes. So one day we decide, let's go to a movie. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I must have asked her to a movie, and she said, yeah. So we left school early. We go to the movie theater across the street from my school. We saw the movie Queen and Slim when it just came out. Really good movie. I really did enjoy it. I also really enjoyed the part where one of my favorite rappers, Wintertime, got a song in there. So when that part came up, I was piping up. I was the only nigga piping up in the back of the movie theater. Fast forward, we go to a restaurant across the street. We decide, let's go to my house. I don't know where I worked up the courage or as to why I thought of this, because my mom was still home, which is foreshadowing for later. We go to my house, but we stopped to go across or down the street to get some blunts because we decided we were gonna smoke. We came back, copped some gas, came back. I ended up introducing Ruby to my mother, which was not supposed to happen at all. And for the first hour or so, it was cool. We were chilling in my room. We smoked. I was showing her stuff on YouTube, stuff on Netflix and shit. And by the way, let me tell y'all something. Guys, don't ever be afraid to show women what you actually like. If you watch anime and video games, no matter how nerdy you think that shit is, if they like it, cool, that's a bet. But if they don't, oh well, that's still a bet. There's plenty of other women in the world that probably will like it. We posted up in the crib watching Sword Art Online, abridged, because I thought it was funnier and it would be easier for her to understand. So after a couple episodes, I decided to put my little evil plan into motion. I say, hey, let's watch a scary movie. She's like, I bet. So I get up and I say, well, it can't be a scary movie with the lights on. I can't. So I turn the lights off. And so we're looking for a movie. It was obviously some random scary movie. Not gonna try to remember what it was because none of it was watched. We get into the movie, and a few of the jump scares starts popping up, and of course she gets scared, but I'm just chilling on the bed. I'm purposely sitting on the right side of the bed with a whole another space right next to me, so yeah, it's open, come over when you want to. And my plan was executed perfectly because eventually after a few jump scares, she says something along the lines of, this shit is too scary, I'm finna jump in the bed with you. And I'm like, all right, well, shit, go ahead. And she's like, I'm for real. And I'm like, well, shit, go ahead. At that point, she's teasing me, but it's whatever. I'll take what I can get. So she gets in, and we get a little closer, and a little closer. And then you start a little bit of cuddling, and the little lustful shit starts happening. I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say, shirts was removed, and, there was kissing in other places other than lips, yada, yada, yada. So after a minute, I decide I'm gonna say something because this is kind of getting a little boring. I say, how far you want to take this? She say, what you want to do? So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh shit, she might be up for whatever. Shit, I got so much freedom, but I calm myself down. I keep it simple, I keep it light. I say, I asked, you give head? She was like, you sure that's what you want? And that made me step back for a second. I'm like, oh shit, she asked me, am I sure? Oh shit, I might be biting off more than I can chew. But shit, I'll take it anyway. I'm like, yeah. So she said, all right, and she's finna do it. But uh-oh. Knock on the door. Who do you think it is? Oh, of course, it's my lovely mother. I'm like, God damn it. Excuse me for a second. I step outside. I open the door just enough for me to get out. And then I close the door and I talk to my mom. I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, I'm getting ready to leave. Hey, what's that on your neck? And so in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, shit, the hickeys showed up quicker than I thought they would. And I'm like, well, it can't be that bad. So I tell her, I'm like, okay, well, it can't be that bad. She's like, oh, my God, Micah, look at your neck. I go in the bathroom, I turn on the light, I look for a second. It looked like I got jumped, but niggas were just only punching my neck. It's like niggas were just throwing straight neck shots. It was that bad. I'm like, that's pretty bad. So at this point, I go back into the living room. I'm talking to my mom, and she's saying, y'all got to come out here now. Y'all got to sit in the living room and hang out because I don't trust what y'all doing. And of course, me, obviously I know what's supposed to be happening right now. It's cutting in on my time, so I'm thinking like, what? No, we can't do that. So me and my mom are like whisper yelling at each other, talking about was like why I can't do this, such and such. I'm trying to convince my mom to let me fuck a girl in the house, like, which is very stupid. I should have just, this is why I should have never had this go to my house in the first place, but it was worth a shot. So long story short, my mom ended up winning the argument, of course. She said, you got to kick, either Shorty got to go or y'all gonna chill in the living room. I'm like, God damn it, well, there's no point in chilling in the living room. I mean, so go, yeah. So mom goes back in the room and I tell Ruby the situation. She laughs, it's hilarious. And she's like, oh damn, I did that to your neck. I'm sorry. I'm like, whatever. So we go into the living room and I turned on motherfucking, I think it was the parody of Menace to Society. What was it? Don't Be a Menace. And she calls her Uber and she sends me a little secret text. She texts me, you know, I was really finna let you do it. It was about to be your lucky night. And I was, well, flattered first and foremost, but also mad as shit because I was like, damn, this was supposed to be the night. And that shit didn't happen. This is just one of very many times I've had the opportunity to lose the legendary V card swiped away from me. But as you get older, you begin to not care about that shit. I found a shorty after that, and I'm sure I'll manage to get with somebody else after this last one. So you're probably asking, War Souls, did you ever get to hang out with Ruby again? No, we didn't. Basically, I found out that she was still kind of talking to other people. Now, with my mindset now, I wouldn't have gave a fuck because we weren't in a relationship. So shit, I would have been talking to other people too. Shit, do what you do, I'll do what I do. But at the time, that was a little weird to me. So we kind of stopped talking. But the story is not completely over yet because a little bonus story. She DMs me one day. She DMs hey, what was the name of that show we were watching again? I said Sword Art Online. She was like, cool. Also, this shorty has the audacity to ask me, are you still a virgin? And what am I gonna do? Be even bigger loser and be like, oh yeah, you know, I've been with tons of girls, you know, like hell no. So obviously I just told her like, yeah, I still am. And she laughs and I'm like, whatever. And we don't talk again. I ain't heard from her since, but no big deal. So I guess the moral of the story is, guys, don't rush your first time. Make sure it's the right time and the right place. If you're going to do it in your house, make sure you have the house to yourself, and always be sure to use protection, because I've seen a lot of people's lives go downhill because they just say, fuck it, I'll pull out, and they end up not pulling out, and now you got a kid. Or even worse, now you got an STD. Or even worse, now you got both. But anyway, guys, looks like you made it to the end of the video, so you may as well go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, maybe share with your friends if you don't mind, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.